From hype to action, how to build with Agentic AI the right way. A best practices presentation from the AI Leaders Council. My name is Neil Brown, Executive Director of the AI Leaders Council. And with that, I'd like to introduce our two expert panelists. Gentlemen, take it away.
Hello, everyone. Thank you all for joining. Today, we're going to be talking about from hype to action, how to build Agentic AI the right way. We'll give a couple minutes here, a few more seconds before we get started. Yeah, super excited about this conversation. Okay, let's kick it off. Thank you everyone for joining. As mentioned, we're going to be talking about from hype to action, how to build Agentic AI the right way. Agentic AI has become a buzzword in the industry in so many ways, but it's really important to think about how you are building Agentic AI. How does it actually deliver value for your end customers? And that's what we're going to be talking about today. In terms of intros, I'm Deon Nicholas. I'm the co-founder, president, and executive chairman here at Forethought. And I am joined by the amazing Phil Lynch, who is a senior AI program manager at ActiveCampaign. Phil, thank you so much for joining us today.
No worries at all. Yeah, excited to be here and chat about this. Always get giddy talking about Agentic AI, so looking forward to it.
Amazing. Before we dive in, Phil, would love to hear more about your background, how you ended up learning about AI, how you ended up leading the AI function over at ActiveCampaign. I know we'll dive into more about ActiveCampaign, but just for the audience, would love an intro to you.
Yeah, no worries at all. So so I've been working in ActiveCampaign about 4.5 years now. Started in the customer experience department itself as a manager, senior manager, and then kind of moved into the program management world kind of early last year. And then right kind of about that time was just when, I was making a lot of noise about it before that, kind of like, hey, we need to get AI in, we need to get kind of head start on this, like we can't fall behind. So when I moved into the program management role, it was kind of right around like, okay, like how do we procure kind of an AI system and move from there? Previously, we had a chatbot. It was terrible. We got rid of it, and then it came then to just we had this chatbot that pretty much was like you click on it, you just immediately spoke to someone, and I was like, okay, cool, this is the way to go. So so like literally as I started looking at kind of tools right away, and then I believe it's like June. That's when we started with Forethought itself, and then we actually went live only 3 days ago, a year now. So it's been a year since we've had Forethought. So that's like kicked off so much internally. Like, I knew AI was like, hey, this isn't just something you can just like set it and forget it. But like, since then I hired, I've started a new team, hired 2 people onto that team, hiring another 2 people onto that team itself. Like, we're building out a whole department around AI. So like, it's really like just like rocketed off from that kind of point there, and it's been super exciting to be part of.
Amazing. I'd love to see that. And that's one of the beautiful things about this journey in customer experience and AI more broadly, is that oftentimes it starts with a specific goal in mind, leveraging AI for your customer experience. And then what we've seen is that AI, once you know how to deploy Agentic AI for your customer experience, it starts to become this knowledge center, this intelligence center for the entire organization, and become like AI transformation, really. So it's really exciting to see that journey. And thank you so much for joining us today for this chat.
No worries.
Awesome. So to kick things off, let's talk a little bit about Forethought and ActiveCampaign for our audience here. At Forethought, we are building a fully agentic AI for customer experience. We think about 3 key ways in which this is really critical for customers. The first is what does fully agentic mean? And we're going to be talking all about that. But in short, at Forethought, we focus on AI that can truly understand customers' intent, can take action and reason across complex business policies, leveraging our AutoFlows technology. Our second differentiator is that we are trained on your data, so our models can actually learn from conversation history. And the last is that we are a multi-agent system. We believe AI can be strategic across the entire customer journey, across every customer moment, from discovering what needs attention to solving customer issues, all the way over to triaging tickets and routing them to human agents. That's a little bit about Forethought, as you can see on the screen, but we're actually going to be talking a lot about that first bullet point. What does it mean for an AI to be agentic? And more importantly, as CX practitioners and operations leaders, how can you deploy agentic AI the right way? Phil, would love to hand it over to you to talk a little bit about ActiveCampaign.
Yeah, no worries at all. Yeah, so yeah, here at ActiveCampaign, we are an autonomous marketing platform allowing people to set up campaigns and basically handle the kind of any aspect of their business from within our tool itself. We've done a whole load of work of bringing AI into ActiveCampaign over the past couple of months, and it's been really exciting to see where we already kind of had AI where it kind of helped you in terms of like predictive sending and these kind of ways like dotted around the tool itself. But now if you're in there, you just have this AI co-pilot that's able to like help you create that campaign, draft it up, tell you like if it looks good or not. It's able to kind of report insights for yourselves. We've recently released Active Intelligence, which is kind of our own kind of in-tool chatbot that's like focused completely on ActiveCampaign data. So it can like tell you where there's gaps in your system where you might want to create certain goal segments and all sorts, really just making your business a lot easier to manage, particularly it's like a solopreneur itself. So yeah, that's kind of like what our kind of main focus is, just really helping those kind of small to medium businesses excel at what they do best and they focus on their customers.
Amazing. I love to see that. It sounds like ActiveCampaign is both applying AI to their operations, to their customer experience, and applying AI to their core product experience as well. And so it really sounds like AI is becoming really part of the strategy across the entire business. Would you say that's accurate?
Oh, 100%. Yeah, like I mean, we're definitely focused on being like an AI first kind of business, both externally and kind of internally of how we're going about our day.
That's awesome. That's awesome. All right. So diving in now, we've heard the phrase AI, we've heard the phrase agentic AI. What is agentic AI? So I'm going to kick us off here and just talk a little bit about my experience with the phrase. And then Phil would love to hear your thoughts as well. But I actually think about agentic AI as actually the next evolution of generative AI, right? When I guess ChatGPT was released in November of 2022, that was kind of like, you know, the AI Big Bang, so to speak, right? And everything started to kind of pop off after that. One of the things we noticed was that generative AI was all about language, was all about writing, was all about thinking, right? It can help people in the customer experience world maybe respond in a certain way, answer questions, have a conversation. But in customer experience specifically, and actually in many other industries, the hard part of any business isn't just knowing what to say, but it's actually being able to A, reason about complex business policies, B, take action on those business policies. So imagine you're an e-commerce company, you need to issue a refund or look up an order, reship the order. Imagine you're a database company and your users are calling in about complex queries, and you need to have an AI that can actually go and figure out those queries, re-execute them, and so on. And so the ability to reason about complex business policies, take action on those, and then lastly, be connected into your system so that you can actually go and act in the world, act and not just think. That's what we really consider to be an agentic AI, something that operates much like a human agent. And in the customer experience world, it turns out, and according to our data, that over 70% of issues require some form of agentic AI or agentic action, versus only about 30% of issues require, say, FAQ or knowledge-based AI, which is actually where a lot of AI is today. And so that's really what we're going to be talking about today, is how do you get from that 30% in terms of resolution, in terms of coverage, all the way up to that 70%. And that's where we really think the distinction in agentic AI lies. Phil, what do you think about that kind of description or that characterization of agentic AI versus maybe the more traditional generative AI?
Sorry, I thought I was muted. Yeah, no, I think you hit the nail on the head there with the explanation itself. I didn't mean like it's definitely powerful when you're just communicating and just like generating like, hey, I mean, still probably one of my number one use cases is just like, hey, like make my Slack sound better here, make me sound better in these kind of cases here. But like when you enter those conversations with the team that you're talking through, just like, hey, like how can AI help your team? It almost immediately pivots into the agentic world of those some like saying like, oh yeah, like it'd be cool if like when I created this success plan, it actually connected to this other tool and maybe got me some more information there and then helped me like compare that to like previous customers and then like drafted it and sent it to a person there. So like once someone kind of gets the like the hook of like AI, like immediately their mind kind of goes a bunch of different areas of like ideas of things they can try and do. And as I say, like to what you were saying there, like that will always just step right into the world of agentic AI. So I mean, it's a really powerful thing to get your head around kind of quickly, and then kind of lean into and just start practicing and using and building out what